Imagine this. You are about to present in class. Your hands feel cold, your heart beats fast, and you forget your first line. One classmate says, "Relax, you prepared well." Another classmate laughs and says, "You were so nervous." Both classmates communicated, but only one made you feel encouraged. This shows that effective communication uses both verbal strategies, such as word choice, tone, and structure, and nonverbal strategies, such as facial expression, voice, posture, and actions. Today, we will learn how to use language, tone, and structure appropriately for audience, purpose, and context when discussing personal and interpersonal topics. We will focus on expressing emotions and giving affirmations appropriately. First, language refers to the words we choose. Our words should be respectful, clear, and considerate. Instead of saying, "You are too sensitive," we can say, "I understand that the situation made you feel hurt." Instead of saying, "That is not a big deal," we can say, "I may not fully understand yet, but I am willing to listen." Good language does not embarrass or attack the person. It helps the person feel heard. Next is tone. Tone is the feeling or attitude behind our words. A sentence may be correct, but if the tone sounds sarcastic, angry, or careless, the meaning can still hurt. For example, "Wow, finally, you helped us," may sound insulting. A better version is, "Thank you for helping us. Your part made the work easier." When we express emotions, our tone should be calm and honest. When we give affirmations, our tone should be sincere and encouraging. Third is structure. Structure means the order or arrangement of our message. When our message is organized, the listener can understand us more easily and there is less chance of misunderstanding. When expressing emotions or giving affirmations, we can follow this simple message structure: situation plus feeling plus affirmation or respectful response. This means situation, what happened; feeling, what emotion was felt; and affirmation or respectful response, what kind, helpful, or respectful message can you give? For example, during practice earlier, I noticed that you became quiet after making a mistake. I understand that you may have felt embarrassed or nervous. Still, your explanation was clear, and one mistake does not erase your effort. You can still do well tomorrow. Now let us break down the message. The situation is, during practice earlier, I noticed that you became quiet after making a mistake. The feeling is shown when the speaker says, I understand that you may have felt embarrassed or nervous. The affirmation is, your explanation was clear. Finally, the respectful response is, one mistake does not erase your effort. You can still do well tomorrow. This shows that the message follows a clear structure. It first explains what happened, then recognizes the feeling, gives encouragement, and ends with a respectful and supportive response. Before we continue, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Now let us connect this to audience, purpose, and context. Your audience is the person you are speaking to. Are you talking to a close friend, a group mate, a teacher, or a classmate you do not know well? You may sound casual with a friend, but you should still be respectful. Your purpose is your reason for communicating. Are you comforting someone, expressing hurt, thanking a person, or encouraging a classmate? Your context is the situation. Are you speaking during class, in a group meeting, during practice, or in private? Sensitive concerns should be discussed privately, not in a way that embarrasses the person. Now, aside from words, we also use nonverbal strategies. Nonverbal strategies are ways of communicating without relying only on words. Again, these include eye contact, facial expression, posture, gesture, distance, and voice or how we say the words. For example, if a friend is sharing a problem, do not roll your eyes. Laugh, cross your arms, or keep looking around. Instead, face the person, listen carefully, nod gently, and use a calm voice. Your actions should match your words. Now let us apply what we learned. Let us study a situation. Mara, your group mate, is assigned to present tomorrow. During practice, she says, I might make a mistake. I feel shy speaking in front of the class. A weak response is, you can do it. Don't overreact. Now, why is this a weak response? Because while this may sound like encouragement, it can make Mara feel that her fear is not valid. A better response is, I understand why you feel nervous, Mara. Speaking in front of the class can be scary. But I saw how you practiced today and you explained your part clearly. We will support you tomorrow. This response works because it recognizes her emotion, gives a specific affirmation, and offers support. It also uses respectful language, gentle tone, clear structure, and appropriate nonverbal behavior. Before we practice, let us check our understanding. If you want to comfort a friend, should your tone be harsh or gentle? Of course, it should be gentle. If you want to affirm a classmate, should your words be general or specific? It is better to be specific, so your affirmation sounds sincere. If someone is sharing a problem, should your body language show attention or disinterest? It should show attention. Remember, our words, tone, structure, and actions should work together to make others feel respected, understood, and valued. Now it's your turn. Choose one situation. Your friend feels bad after a low quiz score. Your group mate is nervous before reporting. Your classmate helped you when you were absent, or your friend feels ignored in your circle. Write a short response using this guide. Situation plus feeling plus affirmation or respectful response. Write the number of your chosen situation and your answer in the comments. Then practice saying it with proper eye contact, calm voice, respectful posture, and sincere facial expression.
Yeah, man, come on in now. Got the knowledge you've been needing. From grade 7 up to 11, English lessons feel like heaven. Learning is easy with Teacher Fish. And helping students level up in school, life, and the future. Level up!
Good job again, guys. Keep leveling up in school, life, and the future. See you on the next episode of Learning is Easy with Teacher Fish.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Grade 7 to 10 and the big grade 11. English class feeling like a little piece of heaven. Make the lessons easy so they're easy to connect. Building up your confidence and your intellect. Learning is easy with Teacher Fish. It's a promise and a wish, yeah. Helping students level up. Level up now. In school life and the future. With Teacher Fish.